I think that educators are on the front line of climate change. As leaders in the field, I think that it's our responsibility to really look to the future and think about what this generation coming up needs to know to live sustainably on the planet. What you do see across the curriculum here at HGSE is an increasing awareness by everyone that climate change can be part of the work that they do. And there are real shifts that the next generation has to make in order to sustain life on Earth. If you think about it, it's important to understand enough of the science to know what's going on. It's important to understand the system's dynamics that lead to the problem itself. But then there's all sorts of other things that come into play. The politics, how people handle it and advocate for it. How do we know this is happening when we only have one planet? How can we know that these changes matter in the ways that they do? And then, of course, there's all these issues around the social and emotional health of kids. So climate change education can encompass any and all of those things and really needs to be some blend of them.
I work with high schoolers and not being able to answer questions, not necessarily about the science and the facts, because a lot of that we do have certainty about, but what it's going to mean 10, 50, 100 years for our institutions and particularly for their lives. That's what scares me. But where I derive hope is also from students. I feel fear on their behalf, but I see hope in the ways that they continue to show up to school despite uncertainty and fear and mental health challenges. I see hope in the ways that they want to learn how to use new technologies for good, and really in the ways that they imagine a positive future.
We know from the research that it's really important to engage young people in action because it's protective against despair. They understand, at least by a certain age, that their futures are at stake. If we can impact how young people view their world, to engage in actions that are positive, that can help ensure a sustainable future for them, that can lead to the healthiest outcomes. It's a big task. And educators, we're really at the point where we need to be focusing on the doing to both address climate change and helping the next generation learn about sustainable living.